Thank you, Council President, and good morning, colleagues. I am really excited and honored to be joined by a fellow Venetian and Daytime Emmy Award winner, Allie Mills-Bean. Allie was, yes. In October 2022, she was cast as the longtime villainess Heather Weber on General Hospital. Allie won a Daytime Emmy last year and was nominated again this year for the role. She didn't win this year, but it was her honor to be nominated opposite Dick Van Dyke, who won the award and became the oldest winner in Emmy history. I'm not even sure you have to act, Allie. I also want to say a few words about Allie's Venice activism. She has always been heavily involved with our local community. So today, on behalf of Mayor Karen Bass and the entire city, Council of Los Angeles, I'd like to personally congratulate you for everything that you've done. Thank
you! Yes, Paul Scrivano, 23, and general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Yeah, my name's Paul Scrivano, better known to many of you or all of you as your honorary fire chief for 2022. The fire department made me the honorary fire chief because the men trust me to speak for them. So I'm going to speak for them right now. And I'm going to talk to you about a specific firefighter named Matt Mamone. I sat at Matt Mamone's BOR last year and watched him get fired for being honest, for not lying about an exemption. It would have been real simple. Just make a third box, personal. So he didn't have to lie about a medical exemption. He didn't have to lie about a religious exemption. He could have just taken a personal exemption. Matt was an engineer. Matt was on the FEMA Task Force 1, a very elite team that goes all over the country to rescue people. Matt got fired. And on the day Matt got fired, the chiefs demanded that he strip off his uniform in the BOR and walk out of there in his underwear. Think I'm lying?
General public comment.
I'm going to keep going. The fire department is at record low numbers. I had a heart attack on March 4th, 2019. I was rescued by Station 58, paramedics Evan Brooks and Mike Thompson. They were there 5 minutes after the phone call, the 911 call. They got me to Cedars in 5 minutes. I was in the ER for 3 minutes. I was in the catheter lab for 10 minutes. 23 minutes from the 911 call to 2 stents in my right coronary artery. If I had that heart attack today, I would be dead waiting for that rescue ambulance because they're going to come from 29 minutes away or 31 minutes away. Chief Crowley is now bragging about 29-minute response times. I want that time back. You're voting today to end the mandate. Please remember back pay. Please remember an easy reinstatement and reapplication process, not may be eligible. Make it an easy reinstatement and include back pay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Yes, it's Jennifer Kennedy, and I'm speaking on general public comment and agenda item 23.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Good morning, Council. My name is Jennifer Kennedy. I'm a freedom lawyer, and I represent hundreds of men and women injured by your Ordinance 187134, including Michael McMahon, co-founder of the anti-mandate group Roll Call for Freedom. And as an attorney, I assert their rights today to address this public body, and I speak on their behalf. My comments are their comments. First, it's about time that you ended the stupid and cruel mandate. It's been 2 years, 9 months, and 22 days since this city intentionally and willfully devastated the lives of its dedicated employees. You stripped careers and commands from your LAPD officers and your LAFD firefighters. You took veteran law enforcement and first responders off the line, and you endangered the city of Los Angeles in the name of safety. You stole the livelihoods of these dedicated public servants, and you put your citizens in danger. And you did this after the CDC had already globally admitted that these shots didn't prevent infection or transmission.
General public comment.
Today I ask you, was it worth it? Was it worth it to you all to have your names forever linked with the tyrants who have committed genocide and Holocaust against their own people? Was it worth it? The men on the council, was it worth it that you took the jobs of other men? You took away their ability to provide for their families. For the women on the council, was it worth it? Was it worth taking mothers away from their children, putting single mothers on the streets because they wouldn't submit to your demand? I will tell you, for my clients who said yes to your demand, who accepted the investigational EUA product, serving this city, keeping their job was not worth the damage to their bodies that the spike protein factories did. And to the people who said no, was it worth it to say no to your heresy inquisitions and your medical experiment? Was it worth it for the liberty violations to lose their jobs to stand on principle and faith? And the answer was yes. Not a one of us regrets not taking the shot. It's time to end the mandate, and that day is today.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
So
whoever shouted out, there will be no shouting out. There will be no disruption of this meeting. There will be no interruption of our public speakers. There will be no interference with the work of this council. If I hear it again, you'll be out. Good morning.
Good morning. Nastasha Durandi, and this is public comment, general comment, and agenda 23.
Okay. So
Ladies and gentlemen, each and every one of you, in regard to the unlawful and immoral dictates concerning an alleged pandemic, scandemic, there is no isolate, which even the mayor's office confirmed not having proof of. And even if there were a real pandemic, each and every single one of you and your predecessors, including Barbara Ferreira, social welfare queen of Los Angeles, Mayor Garcetti, and Mayor Bass, since March 2020, have violated the oath of office if taken. If not taken or taken and recorded improperly, each seat is null and void. In addition, among the many laws that each of you and your predecessors have violated concerning your dictates on an alleged pandemic since March 2020, one is overstepping your authority, color of law, which is a federal offense. Two, you may very well be guilty of participating in conspiracy, i.e. conspiracy law, and RICO. Suggested charges have been and are being filed with many state attorney general's offices for each state respectively. You have committed crimes against humanity, harming your fellow citizenry, your neighbors. That includes me and the City of Los Angeles staff. You do not stand above federal or state constitutions, your job description, nor state or federal law, nor the Nuremberg Code. Do you hold some special privileges above those found guilty in the Nuremberg trial? Do your job as elected public servants and stop acting like brown shirts, placing your boot on the neck of people of Los Angeles, your neighbors. I, for one, did not, nor will I ever consent or comply to your tyrannical, unlawful dictates, even as it meant unlawfully losing my employment, getting kicked off of Metro and Dash as my only means of transportation, and being refused entry into City Hall and into Public City Library, and being assaulted by one of your security.
Thank you very much. Your time has expired. Next speaker, please.
Okay. During World War II, my family members and many others were put in concentration camps with no due process by the U.S. government, all because of mass hysteria following the attack on Pearl Harbor. Years later, in 1988, they were awarded reparations and an apology. Why do I mention this? Because this ordinance today, which is about to be rescinded, is also illegal and unconstitutional. There was no due process, and it was against our liberty and constitutional guarantees. However, I ask you to be kind and apologize to all the employees who were either forced to take a so-called vaccine or who lost their jobs because they refused. Look, the pandemic is over. I'm asking, I wanted to tell about my husband. He works for LA Airport. He was coerced to take the vax to keep his job despite his medical health risks. He is doing okay now, thank God.
General public comment?
He is a frontline employee at LAX. He could not telecommute like many people could. He was considered a hero until during the days of the pandemic, until he was told his religious exemption was suddenly denied. I want to try to ask you to be empathetic, okay? I know there's a lot of contention, but what I want to say is put yourself in their shoes. Try to forget the damage that you've caused and just imagine losing your job when you did absolutely nothing wrong.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Ordinance 187134. What a freaking nightmare. Don't worry, you guys. We forgive you, even if you don't forgive us for having our religious beliefs trampled on. Ending the mandate was long overdue. Adding section 4.706 is an insult. The following folks should automatically get their job backs. Please take consideration that every single person I'm gonna name held a public safety job. Public safety. Jason Garcia, Martina Ayala, Michelle Montoya, Daniela Goga, Michael McMahon, Adrian Pertilla, Janine Bedard, Sarah Nagel, Veronica Salcedo, Natalie Stringer, Bobby Riggs, Mike Parks, Ted Williams, John Knox, Matt Mamone, RJ Kilpatrick, Nate Helton, Chris Curtin, Adrian Waldrop, Ed Brockschmidt, Timmy Maurer, Dana Mosick.
General public comment.
Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Like I said, we forgive you. It's time you forgive us for our religious beliefs.
Nuri Soto Martinez, Andrew Grabner, Herman, Ivana Comb, Mr. Herman, be quiet. You won't disrupt this meeting. I don't want to hear your voice unless you're at that podium speaking into the mic. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Yes, Janine Bedard, item 23, and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Okay, good morning. It's been an exciting morning so far. Emmy-winning actresses and actors, and we have these amazing children. You all look great, and your staff members look great too. Sometimes I wonder, though, what are we all here for? So my name is Janine Bedard, former sergeant with LAPD for 24 years. After working through the pandemic for approximately 20 months, my commander presented me a notice and stated I had to pay for testing, as well as test on my own time. I'm gonna speed read, so if I decided not to get vaccinated. I did not agree with the provisions in the notice, at which time Chief Moore assigned me home pending abortive rights in November of 2021. I was summarily terminated without due process July 13th, 2022. I know I'm not as exciting as the actress, but if we can pay attention, that would be great. I would like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for being here today. I was advised a new condition of employment was that I needed to be vaccinated. If I was not, I could possibly suffer severe injury or even death.
General public
As a
comment.
result, and a reminder, 20 months after I worked through the pandemic, I was shamed and told I was a public health risk and I could not complete my duties as a sergeant if I was not vaccinated. Thanks to God, here I am, 3 years later, still unvaccinated and not suffering from any severe health issues. Thank you, Jesus. Sadly, I'm still fighting to get my job back and waiting to have my case heard in the appellate court. I am here today to request that you finally rescind the vaccine mandate. I am not here to blame you for the chaos employees have endured over the last 3 years, but I am here to ask that you use your authority to end this ridiculous mandate. I also ask that the next time something like this is presented to you, you use your voice and do not allow fear, power, or greed to guide you when making these decisions. I will not threaten, coerce, or shame you like I was. I will continue to pray for you. Thank you. God bless you all.
Good morning, Mr. City Attorney. How are you?
Good morning.
And then
So which
can I
items?
speak on all agendas, please? I have 3 minutes for agenda item. I have 1 minute for general comment. Thank
Correct.
you. I
So
hear
please
you. I
begin
hear
with
you
the
loud and
items.
clear. Can I speak on start with number 19? Number 19, this is nothing new to me because I don't know. This is the 6th time I speak on similar agenda. When you have 1,500 officers less on the street, I told you thousands of times, what are you gonna get? More criminal, more murder, more rapist, more looting. And then so right now, when you have 200 less detectives to solve the crime, right now you cannot solve this crime, you cannot catch the murder, you cannot catch the criminal, so you have to offer the reward. Mr. City Attorney, I know you don't like me, I know you hate me, but we see this same agenda every month, multiple times a month, because we do not have enough personnel in LAPD to solve this crime. So I know I will come back to this similar agenda next month, next week, next year. I know it's regular every month. Mr. City Attorney, can I switch to number 23? Thank you very much, Mr. City Attorney. I love you so much. It's about the COVID vaccine. Not only we already lost 1,500 officers due to retirement, attrition, or whatever, and we are losing officers because of this illegal, unlawful vaccine mandate. So right now, seems like you guys are trying to change or having this mandate expired or whatever, making some change of this vaccine mandate. I really wish all of the LA firefighter, all of the LAPD officer, or whatever city employee that was fired because of this, they can get back their job with their back pay, back benefit, because it doesn't make any sense. This year you start a mandate, next year you get rid of mandate, and you start mandate again, you get rid of the mandate again. Makes no sense, Mr. City Attorney. And then can we go to item number 30? Item number 30, I'm sorry, where is 30? 30 is what? Item number 30 is about LAPD addressing the illegal fireworks, the sales and the use in City District 2. I support this motion, but my concern is if you already do not have enough LAPD to dealing with crimes, so right now you're gonna have even less LAPD because you're gonna use the LAPD personnel to dealing with this illegal or fireworks sales. So we're gonna see even more crime because you are putting even more LAPD out of the street to dealing with this. So whatever agenda about LAPD, the number one solution is more LAPD officers. For my general agenda, Mr. City Attorney, I disagree with you last week because I want to talk about the general public comment about the LAPD officer, but you say that's not under the jurisdiction. But LAPD, it is under the jurisdiction of the City Council. I want to send my personal gratitude for our officer Sabra right there. He may doesn't know me, you may doesn't know me. The reason why I'm here every week is because this is the only place I feel safe. Because I know if I'm sitting on the bench in the park, on the bus, I know there's a chance I'm gonna raped, I'm gonna attack, I'm gonna getting assaulted on a regular basis. But I know with Officer Sabra, with all the officers sitting right here, the safety is guaranteed. That's the reason why when I'm in the City Council, nobody ever attacked me. This is the safest place, not because of you, but it's because of Officer Sabra. Whenever I need an emotional support, Officer Sabra is always there to make sure I am safe. Thank you, Officer Sabra, for your protection, and I thank all the LAPD officers to protect everybody safe in the City Council.
Your time has expired. Good morning. So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
I'd like to submit these forms in for the record. This is regarding that is why God gave them up to disgraceful sexual appetites.
Which items would you...
Oh, yeah. I want to speak on all motherfucking items and that one non-agenda fucking public comment before the Sambo is up there. So let me go into item 23 first of all, because Matt was very upset when you fired him after he did not want to get vaccinated. Well, I don't want to get vaccinated. I don't want a fucking crisis on fake news on COVID and bullshit emergencies. There's no emergency. Look, I'm not wearing a mask like Lee over there. Do I look that fucking stupid? Do I look that fucking stupid, Mr. Attorney? Because if I wore a fucking mask, I would be disgracefully putting myself in the harms of some chemical virus that your fucking country sent to my country to destroy America. And this is about freedom. The freedom for American firefighters and the freedom for fucking LAPD, who you scumbags forced to take a shot in their arm because of this COVID shit. Fuck COVID and fuck China, for the record. God bless Donald Trump. And then, asshole, I'm going to go into item number 15. Because on item 15, the Uncle Tom there wants me to stay on topic. Where's fucking 15 at? It's somewhere. Oh, fucking. Oh. The city attorney, no offense, Circle K and South Park. I'm sorry that you look like him, but really, this has to do with the location stated on the appeals attached to council file, which happened the establishing on July 30th, 2024. Fucking rubbish. Aren't we all tired of the crisis on homeless rubbish and the chinchero shit of RVs on our streets, at our schools, and our fucking Hollywood Boulevard of shame? And you want to remove one fucking star with the name Trump? Then you might as well remove every fucking name with Jose Huizar on it, because that's offensive. The order of abatement is said it's a nuisance. And that nuisance is...
Speaker, you've exhausted your time on item 15?
I'm on my 1 minute of non-agenda public comment.
So you can go to general public comment. You have 1 minute.
Yeah, send the fucking Jews back to Israel. Send them back to the dark garden.
This is not in the jurisdiction
Snyder
of Los Angeles City
Phelps,
Council.
562-443, 2011. I'm very religious, and I'm offended how you represent that fucking faggot flag in my public areas. Those are my public areas. It's my belief. God hates you. You're going to hell because you goddamn know well priests rape boys, nigga. And this nigga ain't playing around when I talk about faggots, simplify faggots, and God hates you. If I was wrong, I want everyone to look it up. Snyder versus Phelps. It's the goddamn truth. 562-443, 2011. And you, Mr. Attorney, shut the fuck up, for the record. You goddamn nuisance.
I would just like the residents of CD12 to note you're not perhaps able to see this. John Lee has, for some reason, become the only council member at this meeting to wear a blue surgical mask. Over a year after both the federal public health emergency and the federal state of emergency over COVID ended. No idea why he's doing that. I'd also like to ask why, after a terminated LAPD officer got up here a few minutes ago to talk to how her life was overturned by you people enforcing an illegal mandate, none of you looked at her. None of you looked at her. So please spare us these self-congratulatory photo ops with the new guy, the guy who replaced Michael Moore as LAPD chief, and all of these other just utterly disingenuous claims you support law enforcement. The ordinance as currently written is basically says, if you want to reapply, you're welcome to, but we give you no guarantees. The ordinance needs to state that it is the policy of this city, following a satisfactory background check, to rehire all those employees who are illegally terminated or resigned pursuant to the ordinance. It also needs to be legislated that back pay will be given to all rehires. I really hope all of you rot in hell for what you have done, not only to the people who work for this city, but to our country and the world. We know that the end game here is, it still is, the enactment of a permanent pharma-fascist biosurveillance police state, and we're not having it. you all can go fuck yourselves. Thank you very much.
All items and general comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
All right, so let's start with item 16. Item 16 is additional funding for the Dia de los Muertos celebration last November. You're funding that now. It's been several months. So it's been like 6 months, so why are you paying for it now? I mean, the normal people don't get to pay for stuff 6 months later, so why is this being paid for now? Like that's like the city, if you paid something, you would get a late fee if you paid for a city service late, but the city can just pay for this 6 months late, and nothing happens. Apparently there's no penalty, no anything. City can just do whatever they want. Let's see, let's go to item 19. Item 19 is reward money for snitches from the known racist Kevin De Leon and his proxy Monica Rodriguez for reward money for snitches. I'm not sure why that's so funny, Ulysses. Because although it is funny that you give so much money to people if they have information on when some civilian shoots someone or something, but if the cop shoots a member of the public, then and we have any information on that, we don't get any money. So if I have why can't I get any information, any money, some massive rewards, if I have any information on like when the cops killed like Keenan Anderson or Takar Smith or Valentino Peralta? Why can't I get any money if I have any information on that? Because I could probably find some information on that, and I'd like to get rich on some money, some reward money for that. So why can't I get that reward money? Let's move on to item, let's see. There's something related to fireworks on the agenda, I think. That's at the end of the agenda, but it's from Krikorian, the lame duck council president that just took over the meeting. So that Krikorian and city staffer B for funding for the LAPD to go blow up a neighborhood in CD2 with fireworks, because that's probably what's going to happen. So that's what the LAPD does when they get fireworks. They blow up a neighborhood. And people are still displaced over that, I think, from the one from a couple years ago. But Krikorian wants to do it again in his own district. Wants to have the LAPD come and take some fireworks and then blow up a neighborhood in front of the press. That's what seems to be what the LAPD does. I assume history is going to repeat itself. So for general comment, so I wonder if that ceasefire resolution is going to be scheduled in the Rules Committee, Paul. Are you going to schedule it in the Rules Committee? Because it's really overdue for you to pass a ceasefire resolution. So I don't even know why this needs to go before a committee anyway. What needs to be discussed at this point? Either you support a ceasefire or you don't. There's no there's at this point everyone should have a position on that. So let's put it for a full vote before the full council, and let's see where every council member stands on a ceasefire. And Ulysses, if Paul refuses to put it up in the committee, you should do a motion to withdraw it from the committee so that we can get every council member on the record on this.
Thank you very much.
My name is Itzel Campos, and I'm making a general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
Okay. My name is Itzel Campos. I'm a member of the organization ASEM, and I am with the coalition Keep Los Angeles House. I live in District 9, and I'm asking you to please introduce the TAHO, or Tenant Anti-Harassment Ordinance, today, as we cannot wait any longer. We are constantly receiving eviction notices without fundamental reason and receiving multiple notices using the same reason. This constant harassment has caused my family a lot of stress and health issues. I'm here representing my family, and I believe this treatment we were receiving is unjust. We have resided in our home for 20 plus years, for as long as I've been alive, and we've never stopped paying our rent or caused any disturbances, yet we are constantly being harassed. We are asking all the councilors to approve and support this ordinance. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Sofia Mendoza, and I'm a member of ACE.
Vivo en el Distrito 9
I live in District 9.
y estoy con la coalición Keep LA House.
And I'm with Coalition Keep LA House.
Les pido por favor que introduzcan ya la ordenanza Tajo.
I'm asking you please to introduce the ordinance Tajo.
Ya no podemos esperar más.
We can't keep waiting anymore.
Por favor, quiero que la introduzcan ahora.
Please introduce it now.
Porque yo soy una inquilina que estoy siendo fuerte acosada por el dueño.
Because I'm a renter who is being harassed by the owner.
¿De qué manera? La vez pasada que vine les dije que no tenía agua caliente. Ahora me está quitando el agua y la pone. O sea, ustedes tomen conciencia de esto, que es acoso. Por favor, les pido que ya trabajen en esto.
Last time that I was here, I came to tell you that I didn't have any hot water, but now he is putting it on and off. So this is harassment. Please do something, help me.
Todos estamos sufriendo, ¿sí? Ustedes tomen conciencia, todos, los concejales, por favor. Gracias.
We are all suffering. Please, all of you, all the council members, all of you, please help us. Do something about this. Thank you.
Buenos días. Mi nombre es Ana Chan y soy miembro de ACE y estoy con la coalición Key LA.
Hello, good morning. My name is Anna Chan. I am a member of ACE and I'm part of the coalition Keep Los Angeles.
Vivo en el Distrito 8 y pido que sea introducida la ordenanza Tajo hoy mismo.
I live in District 8 and I am asking you to please introduce the ordinance Tajo today.
Yo como inquilina y muchos de compañeros o otros inquilinos creo que no podemos esperar más que esta ordenanza se quede parada. Queremos que hoy mismo se introduzca, que sea firmada.
Me as a renter and many other of my friends that are renters, we are asking you here to please introduce it today. We cannot wait any longer. It has to be signed today.
Porque yo como inquilina estoy pasando el acoso emocional también con el dueño de la casa que me renta.
Because as a renter, I'm also going through emotional harassment with the owner who rents the place where I live.
Lo cual él ha cerrado en varias ocasiones la cerca, el gate para yo entrar al lugar donde yo vivo.
Many times he has closed the gate so I can get where I live.
Cuando yo regreso de mi trabajo a medianoche me encuentro con que la cerca está cerrada y no puedo introducir al lugar donde yo vivo.
When I come back from work at midnight, I see that the gate is closed and I cannot go in the place where I live.
Me ha cerrado también el gas para yo no poder cocinar.
And also he has shut off the gas so I'm not able to cook.
Ha fumigado el lugar donde yo vivo sin también darme un aviso.
He's doing pesticide in the place where I live without even giving me a notice.
También ha estado ahí mi animalito que es mi compañera.
Speaker, your time has expired.
Señora, se le acabó su tiempo.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Hello, my name is Kaspers Greenbergs, and I'm a member of ACE. I live in Los Angeles in District 5. And I strongly support the 7 proposed amendments in the tenant anti-harassment ordinance. And we are here to put that in your agenda right now. I have personally also been a victim of harassment by my landlord. He recently pretty much just tore up our building where we lived, where we're living, and masking as a repairs. He tries to push everybody out. We received a 60 days notice on our door at midnight when I came home, and it hasn't been approved by LHD or no one, but it's a one-sided, and we're getting threatening messages. So please, this is a big harassment, and I have a 7-year-old son, and it affects him too. So Katie, if you could talk to us at ACE after the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
This is in regard to the prevention of having this city flooded with water in case of emergency. The prevention is very important because if the flood of water comes in, these glass buildings can fall on their faces. Right now on 7th Street, between Broadway and Hill Street, they're excavating, and the excavation goes at least 1 story down. I hope you'll be able to see that and get some ideas of how to prevent the city from being flooded with water. If the water comes, it'll come very quickly through big pipes. And I hope you all will be able to see that. The display might not be there tomorrow. It was there a couple of days ago. And it's extremely important that you have some idea that this is possible. And the prevention of it is also possible.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Yes, it's going to be general comment.
Okay,
Michelle Hope Walker.
So you have 1 minute. Please begin.
Okay, thank you, sir. I was just appalled when I heard in the media about Juneteenth being canceled at our historical Leimert Park, and I was just like, all this money that LA has and the city of LA has and donors, I couldn't understand why that event would be canceled because of safety or fencing when there's a lot of money that the city of LA, the government part, and our donors could help to have that Juneteenth celebrating Black freedom event. But again, as we know, you cannot cancel Black people. We continue to rise, as Maya Angelou says. And so we are still having the Juneteenth event, and I have a flyer that you can submit to the record at the Juneteenth Park. They're still having an event this Sunday, the 16th, and on June 19th. And I'm just hoping that, again, that they can help those people that are trying to have the bigger event that we had, because that felt so good being there with thousands and thousands of people celebrating Black freedom. So again, whatever you can do to help. But Juneteenth is still on. It's not canceled.
Thank you very much.
REAP. I know that Daniel Gust at danielgust.substacks.com has strong feelings about REAP. I stand with Daniel Gust at danielgust.substack.com. 23. For a time, I considered renaming the member to VAX, so I could tell the ladies it's mandated. General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Please begin.
With the anniversary of D-Day last week, thank you to
Hold
all
on,
the
can you
veterans,
pause this
which
time?
I
Caller,
forgot.
your time is paused. Mr. Spindler, you know this is coming because I can hear you yelling out. So, this is your first and only warning. Please do not disrupt this meeting or the public comment. So, again, if you need to talk to the sergeants, please take it outside or in the back of the council chambers, but keep your voice down.
Okay, please, in advance, no interrupting at all, group. Even if you disagree or don't understand what I'm talking about.
Speak to the agenda items, please, Mr. Previn. Speak to the agenda items. Talking with the city attorney is not on the agenda.
Thank you, Council President Krikourian. Item 23 is the one where that fire chief came up and gave one of the great public comments of the decade, where he laid out plain that a guy who was on the FEMA Task Force 1, and Blumenfield just got an erection talking about FEMA, but this is a very important elite group, was fired because of the embarrassing policies by your council that were just appalling, right on down to fire, by letting out all sorts of city employees with a benefit package that ruined the city, which we'll now be facing. And the solution to ruining the city is let's cut back on the public comment. Katie Yaroslavsky, Lindsay Horvath, and a consortium of people who I liked and voted for, but have pulled up the ladders. No more public comment. No, let's go to
That's
1 day.
not on our
You,
agenda.
sir.
Speak to the agenda.
No, I'm talking about 23. Wait a minute. Okay, you're in big trouble. Item 23 is about the FEMA public comment that was very powerful and moving. Hey, you guys You broke the law in a horrible way.
Okay,
Now, I
so
don't want big
regardless,
lawsuits and more
you
dumb
have exhausted your time on
wait,
item
Herbie.
23. Please move on to another item.
Sure. Fine. I'm happy to talk about some REAP items while I refresh my memory. Okay? The REAP items are outrageous, and to put them on the agenda. Okay, I'll talk about the funding for CD2, police fireworks, and John Lee. This is an absolute, and it's a companion piece to the $350,000.
Sorry, Mr. Previn, I'm going to pause your time for just a second. Mr. Previn, your time is paused.
No, you don't pause my time.
Hold on, your time is paused. Mr. Herman,
Right, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble. Very, very big trouble.
I keep hearing you interrupt Mr. Previn's public comment. This is your first and only warning. Do not disrupt this meeting. Do not disrupt public comment. Sorry, Mr. Previn, your time was paused the entire time. Don't worry. You still have 1 minute and 19 seconds on the items. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very worried. I'm very worried about your protocols in City Hall. And I don't like when those people scream, but I think your protocols are in violation of my rights routinely. Let me get back to the items. Thank you. When I see an item about cultural affairs, I'm immediately reminded of Mitchell O'Farrell, because cultural affairs is CD13 in a lot of ways. I know that this one says CD1, CD8, but let's be clear. Wait, this isn't a retroactive payment. Wait, is this a retroactive payment of $35,000? It doesn't say retro funding. Yeah. Anyway, cultural affairs is Hugo Soto Martinez is supposed to be taking over where Mitchell O'Farrell let us down so nicely. But I don't see any of that. I don't see anything, although he is pulling up the ladder on the Walk of Fame. He would like to not waste so much time doing that, which is a good instinct. And I really was nice to see Allie Mills in that. What a leader, and what a great show. And as you know, I'm in the daytime space. I've had a long career working there. I noticed that the city...
Okay, so I assume you're in general public comment now?
No, I'm on item 20. Item 20, which is Mr. Raman Yaroslavsky and Harris Dawson relative to inclusion regarding the reuse of vacant office buildings. That one. So don't interrupt. Again,
Okay.
this is the overwhelming...
You've exhausted your time on the items. You have 1 minute for general public comment.
Okay, fine. It's a good lead. It's a good segue. Get it together. This is a council that has a lot of moving pieces. Put the ones that the people have points of view on and routinely understand, not just the ones that clog it up with the people who you know will routinely clog it up. Put the items on the agenda and cut back all these committee meetings. It's a dizzying array of committees. It should be 5 or 6 committees total, and there should be 5 people on each committee. The idea of 3 of you sitting in a room alone is almost as good as the claims board, which I'm asking Krikorian and your junta, have the people who work in the claims board provide names of the individuals who served on it in the last meeting where there were 33 items pushed through before you leave the door. We want to know who was in the room. We want to know who made the decision. I think it was Fauble and Michelson and another crook, but I don't know. We would like to know by name. They may be great people who know what they're doing, or they could be whoever you said, because that's how it works. So with that, restore virtual comment to public committee meetings.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Next caller, please. All please rise for adjourning motions. I'd like to recognize Councilmember Harris Dawson.
Thank you so much, Mr.